This evening, reports and footage from Dodoma, Tanzania, indicate a tense situation as the Tanzanian army has taken control of the city to enforce a night curfew. Witnesses describe scenes of soldiers patrolling the streets and residents rushing home before the lockdown hours began. But what triggered this sudden move? Is it a precautionary step by the government, or does it signal deeper unrest within the political structure of Tanzania? Could this mark a turning point in the nation's governance? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe this is a step towards stability, or a sign of something much larger unfolding behind the scenes? In the hours following the curfew, reports emerged of thousands of Tanzanians gathering near military barracks, pleading for the army to intervene in what they describe as frustration over political leadership. The chant
Mama Samia, hatutaki. 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 Mama Samia.
Chants and slogans circulating online reflect a nation grappling with the weight of political fatigue and a growing demand for change. Why would ordinary citizens turn to the military for hope? What drives a population to prefer military control over civilian rule? These are emotional and difficult questions, but ones that need to be asked in the face of this developing story. Meanwhile, across the region, political debates have intensified, with discussions on leadership integrity, democracy, and the role of the military in governance spreading beyond Tanzania's borders. In South Africa, political commentators have highlighted strong leadership traits in their own commander-in-chief, sparking debate over what kind of leadership African nations truly need in times of uncertainty.
Julius Malema of the EFF must be the next president of the country, and I will tell you why. Do you know that apartheid beneficiaries and billionaires who are benefiting from your land and minerals spend millions on media to destroy the EFF in the name of Julius Malema? Majority of people who hate EFF are influenced by things they read on newspapers about EFF. Media always write negative things about the EFF and Julius Malema. For example, the EFF and Julius Malema were not involved in VBS. It was ANC leaders in Limpopo and their mayors who were involved. But media spent every cent on making sure that they use VBS to tarnish the good name of EFF. Not even a single leader of EFF was arrested for looting VBS. Many ANC leaders were arrested and removed from their top positions for looting VBS. But media continue to feed people with lies and propaganda of saying EFF looted VBS. The EFF is hated for fighting for workers. Julius Malema is hated for refusing to sell his soul for money and favors from white business.
What qualities define true leadership in today's Africa? Is it strength, stability, or the ability to unite a divided nation? And to the west, Nigeria faces growing discussions around the possibility of another coup, as analysts warn that the combination of economic struggles and political tensions could create conditions for instability.
But maybe finally, before I let you go, because these rumors of alleged or attempted coup is gaining so much grounds. In fact, the opposition, African Democratic Congress, is calling for greater transparency. But it has worked in some African countries, isn't that so? Burkina Faso and a few others in the continent, Myanmar outside the continent. Can it work in Nigeria? There are those who say, look, perhaps we needed to reset this country.
All right. The coup d'etat can work anywhere because the military has the power, they have the capability to overrun any government they want to overrun if they plan it very effectively, which we as citizens, we do not call for. It has worked in the Niger Republic, Burkina Faso, and other Sahel region. And the question we should be asking ourselves, why coup d'etat? Is it that the civilian government or democracy is not working for the country? So for you to start telling us that, okay, some people have been arrested or there are some rumor mills that some officers and men have been arrested, they're in jail because they want to carry out coup. As a criminologist, I'm not concerned about that. What I'm concerned about is the causative factors. Why do they want to carry out this coup? If it's true, then that is where the presidency should start looking at, okay, for these people to have premeditated or to have planned to carry out a coup, what is the reason? Is it that we're not protecting the country very well? We're not doing well for the nation, for the people? Is it that things or the economy is very tough? Then work on those areas that will ensure that our officers and men are well taken care of and the Nigerian people are well taken care of. Put in measures and policies in place. No country strive without policies. Effective policies will drive the economy, will drive the security design, the security architecture. Effective policy and procedures will ensure that things goes well. And when we talk about security management, it has to do with the people, the procedures and policies, and the technology. So the president and the government or national security advisor should assess what went wrong or what led to the, to the plan coup and ensure that they address that area to forestall a futuristic coup d'etat. If they don't address that area and they just say life goes on, I tell you for free, 1 or 2 officers tomorrow might emerge and say, hey, we need to emancipate Nigeria from this democratic nonsense.
Security expert recently stated that, if properly coordinated, the military has the power to topple any government. Should we view these statements as a call for reform or a red flag for democracy in Africa? What lessons can neighboring countries learn before unrest becomes inevitable? Across the continent, one message echoes clearly: citizens are seeking accountability, transparency, and leadership that serves the people above all else. Whether in Dodoma, Lagos, or Pretoria, the spirit of the African people remains unbroken, even amid uncertainty. Stay informed, stay critical, and never stop asking the difficult questions. Because awareness is the first step toward meaningful change. And remember, the power of truth always begins with a voice willing to speak it.